I am Xinchun. For this project, our group is trying to find out the influence of COVID-19 to the world, and we will approach it from four aspects. The first is about the population. We analyze the global death rate, vaccination rate, and total number of cases during the 3 years of the global outbreak of COVID. The bar chart in the middle shows the countries with the highest number of vaccination, which is China. The area chart and symbol map are controlled by the parameters at the top right, and you can choose to view death cases and vaccination rates, or you can just select a specific country to view it. You can also choose to view information on the number of new cases or whole 3 years. The donut charts below shows the distribution of total cases, death, and vaccination rates by continent. After a final look, we found that Asia is the one with the highest vaccination rate, and Africa is the continent with the lowest value of all. For next part, below is a map of economic impact, showing the economic situation of each country in the first year of COVID. You can do the change to a specific country by changing the parameter and highlight the negative or positive GDP growth continent. The top right shows the total global GDP for 2019 and 2020. On the right-hand side is a web page about our topic. Below, we have made two animations to see the change in GDP with the number of vaccination and in relations to the GDP per capita of the country, and also changing by time. Next, Xinyue will continue to talk about the other two aspects. Thank you.
This dashboard is focused on the COVID-19 impact on economy between two countries, China and USA. If we focus on China and USA, the total GDP between these two countries, that we can see through 2019 to 2020, there's slightly increase on China, but there's slightly decrease on USA. Let's zoom in, only focus on China. At first, we can see compare the GDP growth rate between China and USA. The China has a positive GDP growth rate on 2020, but United States has a negative GDP growth rate on 2020. Put them all together again and only focus on the pandemic year of the GDP per capita during the two countries. So we can see on 2021, both of the countries, they have a significant decrease on the GDP per capita. But if we focus on the purchasing power on the two countries, during this 10 years, there's a slightly increased trending on the purchasing power. And we can see during the pandemic years, probably there's no significant impact on the purchasing power. Next, we're gonna talk about the COVID-19 impact on education. So if we're changing the time, we can see in the United States, the enrollment at different levels of education, this primary and secondary, they're always they're the most enrollment. But in the United States, the government expenditure in different levels of education, through the time change, there's not much difference between those three different levels. But turn to 2021, the primary level has a significant difference and higher than the other two.
Summary, and we use the six data set, and this is the detail for the data set. And the background is the COVID-19 pandemic has significantly impacted the world's GDP, population, and education sectors. So in conclusion, through the analysis of the entire data sets, I have come to understand that COVID-19 has had a massive impact on the GDP, education, and daily lives of people in every country. The increases in death rates, decrease in GDP, and reduced government expenditure in education are all fundamentally due to how COVID-19 has disrupted people's lives and hindered the national development.